Don't go, you owe us the money back. Shaqui Foster said in his last fight on December the 5th of 2019 in New York City, unanimous decision over Alberto Mercado. Wasn't his best performance, but tonight is going to be a different story. No excuses. I'm going to show the world that I belong. Round number 1 underway, scheduled for 10.
And Shaqui meeting Mickey right there in the center of the ring gave him an opportunity to let Mickey know that it's going to be a fight. And then the jab working as expected from the longer, taller fighter.
Sean, something you talked about in the fighter meetings with Shaqui is you've seen a different Foster each time he steps into the ring. Yes, he's known for speed in boxing, but he's constantly changing his style. What are you seeing from him early?
Yeah, I told him, I said, hey, describe your style to me, because I saw a couple of different things. He says I'm a boxer puncher. I believe it. I do believe that he has some power. And right now he's doing what I expected him to do, which is use the ring. Stepping around, using the jab. You keep it basic until you have to switch up.
When he was training in the gym in Austin, one of the trainers called him Water Foster because he was really smooth. Good right hand.
Big right hand.
There, and down goes Roman.
Big right hand.
Got him right on the chin.
This was unexpected this early, guys.
Yeah. Big right hand.
¿Está bien? ¿Quieres seguir? Camina aquí, que me lo aguante. Pelea.
I think Roman was trying to take his time, and he almost blew the count.
And the finish. I tried to note that Shaqui is a finisher, and I don't expect him to give Roman any room here.
He goes southpaw.
You see that? He switched up to throw a left hook. I like it.
Should he be going to the body here with still a minute to go in the round?
Absolutely, because if the guy makes it out of this round, you still want to take something out of him.
One thing to note is Roman's been here before plenty of times. He's gotten floored, come back, and even won fights. But at age 35, you do have to ask yourself, how many wars? There's too many wars.
Right, and there's a lot of time left, and it's the first round. So even though he's been here before, he's got to survive. But not only that, he's got to be able to survive practically an entire fight.
Sean, there's a fine line when you have your guy hurt, right? To jump on him, but do it smartly, and sometimes you can almost let him off the hook trying to be smart, can't you?
Yeah, it is possible. There's a thin line between doing too much and not doing enough. I can't really say Shaqui didn't do enough. I think if anything, I would have gone to the body a little more. But Roman just looks hurt. He does not look like he's recovered. Is this the big right hand? Big right hand to the body right there. I didn't see that punch early on in the fight. And then here's the big right hand, right across, right above the left hand of Roman. Roman did the right thing by going down. Save yourself. Big right hand right there, right over the top of the left hand of Roman.
So we begin round number 2 of this scheduled 10-rounder at 130 pounds. Shaqui Foster dropping Miguel Roman in round number 1. Obviously, Steve Smoker gives round number 1 to Foster, 10-8 with the knockdown.
You noticed the delayed reaction when Roman was hurt before going down, and we did ask Foster if he thinks Roman's over the hill. He said he talks a good game like he's going to come on, but I've seen him quit. I've seen when he gets hit in certain spots, he'll take a step back and reevaluate. He certainly had to in round 1.
He did say that, and you do see a delay. I think he may have even been trying to figure out whether or not he was hurt enough to continue, but then he decided to go down. I think he made a conscious decision to go down right there, which is not a bad thing, especially when you're tough. You go down, you save yourself, get out of the first round, and you recover, you come back strong.
Yeah, but he eats another combination there. Okay, so Sean, let's go to the Roman side of it. Went down, got back up. We know he needs to make this a rough fight. Right now, Foster is controlling the distance, using subtle movement, creating angles. How does Roman change that?
One kink in Roman's game is he doesn't use his jab, and he doesn't use punches to come in. You can see he walks up, and then he tries to punch, but Shaqui already on the move. He's got to start his offense before he gets close. That way, when he does get close, he sets Shaqui up to to go the direction that he needs him to go. There you go, just like that. You control guys with your jab, and you can make a guy go where you need him to go, whether that's the ropes, to the left or the right. The best thing Roman can do right here is to start to let his hands go from the outside. Nothing crazy. You're not a combination puncher, but just a basic jab to direct your opponent.
Roman has been stopped 3 times in his 13 losses in his career. The earliest, however, though, round 5 in 2012 against Antonio DeMarco.
Hold your arm out, Shaq. Work at it there.
I got a feeling that that's something Shaqui and his corner knew coming into this fight. They knew they could get him early. They knew they could get him at any point in this fight, especially he's a little older, been through some wars, and he stands right there for everything you're going to deliver. Good body shot right there by Roman.
Well, Roman's got more than twice as many career knockouts as Foster has pro fights. So that'll tell you the experience difference right there.
It's pretty awesome, and I like to see that come to life right here. And he's, like right now, going to the body, starting to let his hands go. The best thing Roman can do right here is go to the body.
Break over and give me the hook to the body next time.
Slow your guy down. Take some of the pop off of his punches.
Foster throwing a couple nice counter right hands here at the end of round 2.
Eventually, it'll catch up to him.
Round number 3 underway in the scheduled 10-rounder between Shaqui Foster and Miguel Roman. Roman dropped in round number 1. Steve Smoger has given the first 2 rounds to Shaqui Foster with 10-8 in round number 1 for the knockdown.
Shaqui's got a couple of things he's going to do if Roman gets close. He may turn off and just use the ring. He may smother the guy and then punch back like he did right there. Or he may just clinch and turn him.
Turn off that smoke.
You know, it was a gorgeous afternoon here in Los Angeles. Temperatures in the upper 60s, but right now in Hollywood, California, 57 degrees. You feel a little chill in the air. But it doesn't seem as if either of these guys has been affected by it. They're warmed up properly.
I think Roman is definitely warmed up now at this point. Three rounds in, I think he knows what he wants to do and what he needs to do.
Sean, you talked about the key of Roman going to the body right now to try to slow down the quicker fighter. Sometimes Roman's best punch is a sneaky looping lead right hand that he'll time when you think he's throwing the jab. He can't land that shot without establishing first to the body.
The thing about Foster is he's got fast reflexes. He can see the punches coming. And with Roman not disguising anything, not throwing jabs, giving Foster anywhere else to look first, he's not setting up those body shots. So he's got to set up the body shots. He will be able to sneak them in, especially if they're close like this. But again, remember, Foster's going to do a couple of things. Sometimes he's going to smother and stay there. Sometimes he's going to clinch Roman, and then sometimes he's going to punch and step around.
Sean, isn't, the onus when they do get in tight like that, Roman cannot allow himself to get tied up, and he's got to keep his hands moving because that's where he eliminates the reach and the speed of Foster.
Absolutely. It's on Roman. Every time he gets close, whether he's able to work or not, it's on him. He's got to recognize what his opponent wants to do, whether or not his opponent's going to move, whether or not his opponent's going to smother him, and he's got to be smarter with his punch selection. I like right now the fact that Roman is starting to work on the inside and throwing body shots. Even though he's catching some arms, he still has an opportunity to wear his guy down.
Ryan, you impressed with the work that Foster's been able to do in what would appear to be Roman's office?
You know what? I'm sorry. No. Go ahead.
Well,
I've been talking all night.
It's the mixture of the footwork and the boxing and sitting down on the power punches, which is constantly keeping Roman off rhythm and off center. But yes, Bob, to your point, Foster's doing the better work when they do come in close. He's quicker, he's crisper. Roman is really going to have to land something big to start getting that momentum back in his favor.
One thing we say is speed kills, and right now the speed of Shaqui Foster is successful.
At Ring City, USA, and on December the 3rd, Brandon Adams 21-3 against Sergey Boyachuk in Brian?
That's a fight. That is a fight. There's a lot at stake. Adam's a former winner of the Contender Series, really looking to build some momentum here. And Boachuk, we haven't seen that guy lose yet. We don't know. We don't know what his weaknesses are. We want to find out.
It's gonna be a great fight, and I'm very grateful for Ring City putting on some guys that typically wouldn't get this kind of airtime. It's awesome.
See, Steve Smoger has it 3 rounds to zip for Shaqui Foster. Scored the knockdown in round number 1.
I tell you, Shaqui's hard to beat, and this is why. He's got fast hands, but he doesn't mind working on the inside, and he knows how.
You know, one of the things you guys that we talked about in the other fight about southpaw right hand, one of the things I think that hurts Roman too is he winds up being square a lot to Foster, where he has sort of no leverage on what he's throwing.
That's kind of a thing for a guy who likes to come forward. Someone who can move can get that guy squaring up, and when you're square, it opens your body up for more punches.
Let's send it over to Kern in the corner of Miguel Roman.
After that nightmare start for Mickey Roman in round 1, Jack Reese came over, stared at him for a good 20 seconds. Apparently he liked what he saw because he has let him continue. The Roman corner said they want level changes. They want him lower, and they want to keep that left hand up. As he survived the onslaught, they're now looking for more pressure, and they're asking him to go to the body. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I like Jack. Jack's a very good ref. He goes by the book. He's not going to let guys get hurt in the ring, and I appreciate that about him. And I agree with his corner. He's got to go to the body. You got to slow down, Foster. Don't worry about winning rounds. Worry about putting some things in the bank first.
Jack Reese is the ultimate get-off-my-lawn referee. You don't act right in his ring. Remember Andre Ward and Edwin Rodriguez?
Yeah.
He docked them both points. He said, enough of this in my ring. He's a guy that demands respect.
You're right. I like Jack.
Stop. Walk him into the paint.
It's worth noting, guys, there's extra motivation in the Foster corner over the last 24 hours when Mickey Roman's first 2 gloves, factory-sealed Cleto Reyes gloves, were rejected by the California State Commission for not a sufficient amount of padding on there. Ultimately, Commission member Mark Relia said, look, 1 out of 3 gloves typically get turned down, not a big deal. Protocols were followed, super common, but the trainer of Foster Benton didn't like it, and promoter Lou DiBella telling Sports Illustrated earlier tonight he's going to send a letter to Andy Foster of the California Commission demanding a full investigation into Roman's attempt to use the gloves and wants a chain of custody to find out if it was under bad circumstances.
Oh, man, DiBella's not letting it go, huh? Hey, the commission did the right thing. They detected something, and they wouldn't let it go.
Tempo time.
And of round number 4 in this round. It was a better round for Roman.
It was a better round for Roman, and it's got to be more of that.
But the interesting thing about it is Steve Smoger gives the last round to Foster as well. Sometimes that can happen when fans are watching fights. A guy who's been dominated, when he's actually a little bit more competitive in the round, people want to almost give him the round. But I don't think there's any doubt that Foster won that last round as well.
Yeah, no, that's how the mind works. Whatever you see is happening. Sometimes it's not always happening. You still see that because that's what your mind has grown accustomed to. I thought that the last round was a more competitive round for Roman. This one is starting off more competitive for Roman. I think in a lot of ways, Shaqui's allowing him to do some things. A big body shot like that is not what Foster can afford right now. But I too did give Foster the last round.
Let him go, Shaq. That's you, hold him. There you go, work out of it.
Look, this is the distance Mickey Roman wants to fight. He wants to get you into that phone booth. The problem for him up to this point is Foster's been responding. Foster's been the aggressor here, as you see. More volume.
Yeah, and he's those left hooks to the body. And again, Roman has got Foster in the one place where he can hurt him, and he's letting Foster be first. And another good combination by Shaqui.
Call me crazy, but this is what Roman needs. He needs somebody who's going to try to push him and touch him and really just wake him up, and he'll start to move his hands the way he likes to.
Well, Roman made multiple references heading in. He thought Foster was a runner. He thought he was going to be running all around this short ring, and he was going to be chasing him.
And as you can see, Foster kept the fight close in the third and the fourth round, and Roman, it was hard. It was a hard adjustment for Roman to make, just because he didn't expect that. He didn't expect Foster to be able to work on the inside like that.
Well, Foster did say, to quote Tyson, everybody's got a plan until he gets punched in the mouth. He punched him right in the mouth in round one. He got his attention.
Yeah. And the same thing when Roman is expecting him to use the ring, he comes in with a different game plan. It's almost like you've outsmarted him on the outside of the ring. Now you just got to handle business on the inside.
Sean is a two-time world champion. You can relate to this better than anybody. It seems like when they're on the inside, in what should be Roman's, strength, it feels like Foster has great vision right now. He's seeing everything that's going on. Good double left hook to the body by Roman there, but Foster seems to have good vision.
Let me talk about that adjustment that Roman just made there. He doubled up with the same hand because he knew if he didn't double, he went one side to the other, that Foster would be ready for that. But yeah, no, you're right. Keeping it on the inside like that and being able to control the guy, for Shaqui, Manny Pacquiao, and a lot of other great fighters.
Yeah, and he was in the corner of 200-pounder Marco Deckman earlier tonight. Deckman picked up his 4th win in 5 career fights. Round number 6 underway, all Shaqui Foster. Although Steve Smoger did give the edge to Roman in the last round. And to Steve's point, you could say, from a stylistic standpoint, that it was Roman who sort of controlled and forced the action in the last round for the first time in this fight.
Yeah, I agree.
Not to disagree with Steve. I still gave the round to Foster myself.
I did as well. When you're picking it up, but in my opinion, you're still not doing enough. You're not landing enough. I just don't think right now Roman has won 8 rounds. But I think now he's getting a little bit more comfortable because Shaqui's doing more of what he expected him to do coming into the fight with movement.
Well, tell me if I'm wrong, Sean. Foster feels comfortable trading at close range with Roman because he feels like he can take Mickey's power.
You're not wrong at all.
So until he's dissuaded that he can, until Roman goes big to the body or catches him with a looping right hand he doesn't see coming, round by round, Foster's going to be able to outwork him.
You're right. He's got to go big to the body. It's not now you can't just touch Foster. Touching Foster's not going to do anything. You got to hurt Foster and let him know that fighting in close is not what you want to do tonight. But Foster's having his way all around the ring. And that's the thing with what we call the Mexican style, the more aggressive style of boxing. A lot of times guys, especially the Mexican fighters, are taught how to use their hands as they move. And you see, we don't get any hands from Roman until he's close, and he's not moving anymore. He's got to be still to punch, and Foster's not going to give him that.
One was blocked by Roman.
We haven't mentioned it much, but you gotta love Foster's swag and style in there with the pink gloves, the trunks. I mean, look, I'm sitting next to a well-dressed man in Sean Porter. Bob, I know you got envy at the size of his wins or not. I mean, can we get a COVID test for this thing? That's the biggest, it's the biggest tie I've ever seen. Come on, guys.
COVID test for my wins. Oh, wow. Hey, I like looking good, and so does Shaqui.
You gotta have the appropriate shirt, too.
Brian was intimidated to even wear a tie today.
I can't compete with you.
Looping shots. Foster avoids that. A little more movement in this round from Shaqui Foster. And that is the end of round. Gorgeous setting here at Wildcard Boxing Club outside for the debut of Ring City, USA here on NBC SN. Round number 7 underway. Steve Smoger gave the last round to Shaqui Foster. Excellent movement and defense. One of the main reasons why Steve, the Hall of Fame referee, tipped the scales in Foster's favor.
As long as Roman stays right there where he's at, he's going to get pot shotted all night.
Foster's putting a little bit extra mustard on that jab. He is really starting to make a statement with it. You know, it's funny, we asked Foster, do you have any fear that Roman will test your backbone, put you into deep waters? He said, guys, life's put me into deep waters and I've come back before. And Curran touched on it earlier, that turning point in 2017 in prison when he decided to take his life seriously, put the streets away behind him. Yes, it was surviving Hurricane Harvey. It was also watching on TV Terrence Crawford unifying all 4 belts at 140 against Julius Ndongo and stopping him, where he said, I'm not maxing out my potential as a boxer. I need to get serious now. So that was a sort of odd turning point. 3 years later, he knows a win here could really push him forward in the rankings toward a title.
Yes, one thing we say about boxing, boxing saves lives, and it definitely saved both of these men's lives. I see Shaqui with counter uppercuts, counter right hands. He's found his rhythm tonight on the inside and the outside. And I really don't think there's much Roman can do outside of knocking out Shaqui. And I'd be shocked if that happens.
Combination there from Roman. Does it come to a point, I know you never want to leave it at the hands of the judges, but where you feel like where you've controlled the fight, you've got the athleticism, you've got the ability to move, you've got the superior boxing skills, where you just realize, let me use that and carry that to the end for me and stay out of the one place where I can possibly get caught is right here.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm thinking about right now is, you know, we call it staying there too long. And even though Shaqui has had success on the inside and the outside, I think now, being 7 rounds in, you know you're winning this fight. Use your feet, use the hand speed, keep the fight at a safe distance, and don't take any chances. I don't think Shaqui is taking necessarily big chances, but it's still a chance because it's Mickey Roman you're in the ring with.
Foster just landed a nice short left at the end of that exchange. Pumps out the jab.
The other thing Shaqui said yesterday is, I want to show everyone how intelligent I am. And I think he's been able to do that to this point in the fight, from the inside and the outside.
Closing seconds of round number 7. Shaqui Foster in control.
Pushed him away. He's controlling the action inside and out.
An alternate on the United States Olympic team. We talked about the fact that over 100 amateur fights for Shaqui Foster. And Steve Smoger gives the last round to Shaqui Foster. Sharp infighting was the quote from Steve.
Foster's work is hella flashy and good here, but Roman did have success that last round to the body. It's something that worth noting. You know he's coming, he's squaring up, but 3 out of 4 of these hooks are finding a spot.
Goes back to my initial question of at what point does Foster, I'm not saying get on the horse, but don't stay in that range where Roman can do some damage.
Yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of Shaqui staying responsible in the ring, making the right moves and not letting off. Even if you're not going to throw as much offense, even if you're not going to hit your guy every chance that you got, you still have to be responsible defensively.
All right, let's check in with Curran.
The Foster corner obviously happy with this performance, but they have instructed Foster not to go for the kill. They like the pace that they're seeing right now. Their reason, Roman has been in wars. He's been here before. They're saying, fight at this pace. Do not go for the knockout just yet.
You fight at this pace and you don't go for the knockout. We got a helicopter here. and you don't what they're doing is they're controlling Shaqui so that he doesn't take any big chances. And right now that's really the only thing he needs to do is just stay composed and not necessarily coast, but just continue to control the fight at this pace.
Well, he got pinned against the ropes just now, but he hit Roman with a sharp counter right hand and sort of just remind him, I'm here, I got the power, I can get you out of here if I have to, if you give me reason to right now.
No, I have no doubt that if he sees the opportunity, he will take it. And his corner won't be mad, but at the same time, they don't want him, you know, just standing there, not punching, hands down, things like that.
Good job, Shaq. Good defense on the inside. Hey, let's turn and work on him now, Shaq. He done shot his wide. Let's dig that body one time.
Sigue tirando el upper, sigue tirando el upper.
He shot inside.
Olvídate la derecha, la zurda.
Yeah, don't give him that break, Shaq. Let's go.
Meanwhile, the corner of Roman imploring him to throw that left hand.
Put the right hand behind that half uppercut.
Muy bien, muy bien.
This is what Roman is about. He's about finishing. He's about being strong, has tons of will. And we're seeing it right now, even in a fight that he's sure he's losing.
End of 8, scheduled for 10.
Standing right there, wanting to fight.
Round number 9 gets underway with Shaqui Foster and Miguel Roman. Steve Smoger gave the last round to Roman. He has it 78-73 in favor of Foster. Remember, Roman was down in round number 1.
At this point, if Shaqui stays sharp, Roman's going to walk into everything that Shaqui Foster has. Every jab, every right hand.
Oh, good left hand, and down goes Roman.
He's out. He's out.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Camina allí, camina aquí. Come here, dame los guantes. ¿Quieres seguir? Dame los guantes. Pelea, necesito pelea.
Jack Reese says you got to keep fighting after he cleaned the gloves. Big left hand by Shaqui Foster. Second time Roman has been down in the fight. Can Foster finish him here in round 9?
That's it.
And Jack Reese says that's it.
That's it.
A little bit early,
a little premature, but hey, things are changing. We got to keep these fighters safe.
Roman's reputation, though.
Yeah.
Could have kept him around, not saying he would have survived another minute there.
Yeah.
But.
A little bit of everything.
Well, there wasn't a lot of protest from Roman either.
Well, they knew that he wasn't going to win this fight. They want to finish the fight. We all want to finish on both feet. But tonight just was not that night for Roman.
How sharp was Shaqui Foster tonight?
You know what I really like was right there at the end, he's wanting to jump on Roman, and they're telling him, use your feints, use your feints. Feints will open up a guy for the punch that you really want to deliver. And so I like the chemistry in the corner.
You know, Shaqui Foster started the round pumping out the jab, and then
big right hand.
Off the jab. Watch this left. Boom.
Wow.
Right to the chin. But he started it all off with the jab.
Wow. We all often say the jab blinds you. And then when you're fast like that and you come with a big hook, you never saw it coming. And right here, this is just the discretion of the ref. And like I said, I really appreciate what Jack Reese does as a referee. At the end of the day, we do have to keep these kids safe, young men safe. We all have families that we have to go home to. I get it. He has a reputation of being a warrior in the ring.
He was throwing back.
And he was throwing back. I'm not defending anything or anyone right here. I do agree with the decision, especially Jack knows that he hasn't won a round.
Right, and he's in the ring and he's looking in his eyes, and Miguel Roman didn't dispute it. But an impressive performance from Shaqui Foster as he picks up career win number 18 and gets his 11th stoppage here in the debut of Ring City, USA on NBCSN. Shaqui Foster stopping Miguel Roman in round number 9. For the official time of the stoppage, here's Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Wild Card Boxing Club, referee Jack Reese determines the red corner can no longer continue, obligating him to stop this contest with an official time of 58 seconds of the 9th and penultimate round. Declaring the winner by way of knockout, still the WBC Silver Super Featherweight Champion, Shaqui Foster.